yourself in the form of saving and then pay the bill.
Very good. Very good. Okay. I have to confess something. I just started recording this. I'm sorry. I should have done it before. But I can send.
Oh, wow.
No, it's okay. I can send you the PowerPoint anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But let's continue recording. You don't mind, do you?
Mm-mm.
All right, good. I got to get this to move. Here we go. Here's the category: comparison words. Similarly, likewise, in the same manner, like, as, just as, and as well. Now, if you treat someone with kindness, he or she will probably treat you in kind. End of sentence. Starting a new sentence.
Similar.
What word would you choose? Sorry?
Similarly, if you treat someone with respect, you will probably be disrespected.
What was the first word?
Similarly.
Similarly, right. Or
In the same manner.
right. That's nice. Yes. Yes. Likewise works as well. Very
So
nice.
I have a question.
Yes.
Because the first sentence ended with treat you in kind, if you start out in the same manner, if you don't have a comma behind that,
Yeah.
in the same manner.
You know what? You get the prize.
Yay.
You get the award. You get the award today. That's a mistake. There should be a comma there indicating that this is an introductory phrase. Yes. Who said that?
Covina.
Covina. Good job. All right. I think we did all right down here, though. We used a different punctuation mark. Portland is a port city in Oregon, semicolon, blank, it is a seaport in Maine. What word would fit there?
As well.
Yeah, and somebody said likewise. Yep. Similarly would work too. Now, my friends, let me tell you about this semicolon. It works like comma and. It glues two complete sentences together. Now, when people put a comma there instead of a semicolon, they create a run-on sentence.
Okay.
The comma becomes what's called a comma splice. Very common writing problem. Very common. So beware of connecting two sentences with a comma. Use a semicolon, which is the glue between two sentences, like comma and.
Okay.
And now, take a look at this one. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, we got the comparison. And now the contrast words.
But.
Oh, these are so, however, that's got to appear in every one of your essays. I mean, it really is very, very powerful, very useful. Nevertheless, is neat too. But however, is very useful. So using a knife to cut a bagel can be dangerous to the fingers. Blank, comma, using a bagel holder keeps fingers safe from the falling blade. What would you put in there?
But.
But, however, that's definitely, or nevertheless.
Yet.
Yes.
Whereas.
That's a good use for that one. That's not as often used. You could even say instead, using a bagel holder keeps fingers safe from the falling blade.
Yeah.
And today, many families eat dinner separately and on the run, comma.
But in the past, the family dinner.
Yes, thank you, Melissa. Melissa.
Melissa.
Melissa. In the but in the past, the family dinner hour was a time for bonding and an opportunity to instill values or share dreams. Why is there no comma after this? Well, but is a different breed. But is a conjunction, but it can be used here as a transitional.
Could you use the well yet as well?
Yes, but and yet are both conjunctions, coordinating conjunctions, that when you put a comma before that, they glue sentences together. And another fun video that I'm going to send you for commas, this is the second rule of a comma, is that the comma comes before but and yet. It comes before something called fanboy words. Okay, if you can spell fanboy, if you can imagine that in your head, F for, so you go comma for, a comma and, comma nor, now comma B for but, comma or O for or, and comma Y for yet. Okay, so you always put a comma before any one of those fanboy words, and the ones you're going to come across most often is but and maybe yet. But the most often used fanboy words are but and, not yet. But and. Okay?
Okay.
All right. You'll be you probably already instinctively do that, but there's a good way to be sure what you're doing is correct. You remember fanboy words. Okay, here we go. Cause and effect. These words are cause and effect words. Thus, accordingly, consequently, because, therefore, so, as a result, and hence. Because of his work to end apartheid in South Africa, Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison. Upon his release, Mandela treated his oppressors with respect and worked to unite the country.
Therefore?
Say that again, please.
Therefore,
excellent. He shared a Nobel Peace Prize with then President de Klerk. So I think almost all of these would be good. Thus, accordingly, consequently, and so would work. As a result, I like.
okay.
Hence is a bit stilted, but it still would work here.
Is it a reason why is de Klerk, why the president, is that not supposed to be capital too? When you're describing the name of?
By golly, I think you're right. I'm gonna make a note of that. I'm gonna try out all my PowerPoints on this group. Okay.
Testing us, guys. We just don't know that.
Oh,
Doctor, is that right?
you're very sharp here, and better watch what I'm doing. Okay, now let me give you an example of what the difference is when you write with the transitional and without. The first paragraph here is without. Children acquire literacy skills in early childhood. There's a capital letter, doesn't belong there.
I was gonna say, did you?
I better stop right now and make a note, change that capital letter. Oh, it looks like a capital letter here, but it isn't really. All right.
No, it's not. Okay.
In early childhood, when they are raised in an environment rich in language. If toddlers and caregivers enjoy reading illustrated storybooks together, comma, that was an introductory phrase. It's a long one, but it's still introductory. They learn that books are fun, and the marks on the page are the key to spoken words. Now, when you use it with, Children acquire literacy skills in early childhood when they are raised in an environment rich in language. For example, if toddlers and caregivers enjoy reading illustrated storybooks together, they can learn that books are fun and the marks on the page are the key to spoken words. So there's only one very useful transitional there, but it did enhance the writing, if I do say so myself. Okay, since I wrote this. Okay, now, this example shows, without using transitional, a bedtime story is a chance for bonding with a parent who not only reads the words, comma, but, you see, that's one of the fanboy words, asks questions
Mhm.
about the illustrations. Children develop higher level thinking skills when they're asked to predict what will happen next. Now, because this paragraph follows the one in the slide I just read, you can link what's coming next with what came before it. Moreover, see, it's still on the same topic, but it's the next paragraph. A bedtime story is a chance for bonding with a parent who not only reads the words, comma, but asks questions about the illustrations. In fact, children develop higher level thinking skills when they're asked to predict what will happen next. You see where in fact emphasizes and calls attention to the idea in the sentence to follow.
Mhm.
Any grammatical or capitalization suggestions here? No, good. All right. So now this story continues, or this essay continues about children and early literacy. Children who do not have the benefit of a bedtime story may fall behind in school readiness. Pediatricians who provide storybooks to parents of infants during their wellness checkups can make a significant difference in a child's overall language development. Now, what happens to enhance that when you use transitionals? In the same paragraph, children who do not have the benefit of the bedtime story, comma, however, close with another comma, may fall behind in school readiness. Consequently, this is cause and effect.
Mhm.
Pediatricians who provide storybooks to parents of infants during their wellness checkups can make a significant difference in a child's overall language development. So we use two transitionals there. Right? Now, let me caution you about these words. You can overdo it. If you begin every sentence with a transitional word or phrase, or repeat the same one too often, it's too much of a good thing. So use transitionals judiciously, but use them, okay? And I just have a few parting words to the wise here. Not on the subject of transitionals, just little things that bug me. I say, never use the expression being that or being as. Years ago, people used to use them all the time. I haven't seen many since. But since is a good word to use instead. And also, this is still an ongoing problem for college writing for some reason. They put apostrophes in there, apostrophe happy. And sometimes you see a farmer's sign that says pumpkins for sale. So when you have a plural, you just put an S, a simple S. Don't use an apostrophe for plural. I have some more little words to the wise. Some troublesome pairs are affect and effect. You want to know the difference? How can you tell the difference? Which one is the noun? Which one is the verb? Well,
Oh, people do that all the time.
yeah. A means action. See, A is action or verb. So then you know you're going to use affects. Action. Pollen affects my allergies. That's the action word. So then you just have to think, is it an action or not? If it's not, it's the noun. What effect does it have on you? So it's a noun in that. Right? Okay. So that's just a little mnemonic for you. And here we
I like it.
are at the end, and I appreciate your participation. It was wonderful.
Thank
Thank you.
It was great. And
Thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. And it's, I think, time to leave the meeting, unless you have some more questions. But I will send a copy of this. I will try to send a copy of the recording, which I have to stop now.
Okay. You said you were giving the